I just finished watching the Knuckles Up 4 pay-per-view event, and here are the results. First match, Ju-Min versus Jason MERLO. Jason said that he's going to win this match dominantly, and he did exactly that. Too much top roll. Ju-Min tried to hold him for maybe 10-15 seconds in this ugly position. No pronation, no cupping at all. So this match was 3-0 Jason MERLO. Craig TULLIER versus James Wall. James Wall said at the press conference that he's going to be stronger and faster than Craig. He wasn't stronger and faster, but he was quite close in both of these things. So they were going back and forth. James Wall was winning in a hook, then Craig TULLIER was winning in the hook. So whoever was on the offensive won that round. So if James was on the offensive, there was literally nothing that Craig TULLIER can do from the defensive position. If Craig got on the offensive position, James still held him for quite some time, and maybe that's why Craig TULLIER started getting a little bit tired when they were in the 5th round. The score was 2-2, and even in the final round, James Wall was almost able to set the hook on Craig. Can you imagine? Craig is 99% a hook arm wrestler, and James forced him to top roll in the final round. But that was the 3rd foul on James, and he lost that round. TOSHIYUKI Shishido versus MATAEWARANGI Hatami. It looked like MATAEWARANGI is going to destroy him in this match because his King's move was unstoppable. His arm was fully stretching out. His shoulder was kind of almost about to dip below the table, and people were not really liking that King's move. But TOSHIYUKI kept surging sideways, exactly Godzilla style, and too much side pressure. Out of nowhere, he won that round. I think he lost the first round. He had 3 fouls on himself, but the second time he forced 3 fouls on MATAEWARANGI, and after that the beast started getting tired. Despite being the bigger guy in this match, he was not the stronger man in this match. So the match resulted in a score of 3-1. Ryan Bowen disappointed once again. He lost to Andrei as expected with a score of 3-0. A very dominant win for Andrei. Ryan was straight away going for the King's move, but his wrist was getting taken. He had no pronation. He could only hold the King's move for maybe 5 seconds every single time, and after that Andrei comfortably pinned Ryan every single time. And I'll have to say one thing, that Ryan needs to take these losses more seriously. I know he likes to say that I don't care about the loss, I'll just aim for an even tougher opponent in the next match. But if you don't care about the loss, if you don't fear the losses too much, that also tells me that you're not really worried about, or you don't really care about winning that much as well. Because if you care too much about winning, then a loss will definitely bother you. But according to your own words, if the losses are not bothering you at all, then maybe you don't even care about winning as much as your fans, as us fans, would like to see you care about winning. So a little bit easier matches. Taking a match against almost 10 kilo heavier, physically more stronger and also better looking Andrei was not a smart decision. He should have tried to keep at least a 100 kg or maybe even a 95 kg weight cap for this match. Robbie Russell versus Swetan GASHWESKI. First round, Robbie Russell went over the top of Swetan's hand. Swetan thought that it's really difficult for me. Then in the straps, his confidence was lacking, and Robbie just flash pinned with a clean top roll. Looked like Swetan had nothing for him. Second round, goes to the strap. Swetan hits the open arm top roll and starts eating up Robbie's wrist. In this round, still it was not easy enough to Swetan so that he could climb. He did not climb at all, but he stayed there. Robbie had a bunch of fouls, and after that it started getting easier and easier for Swetan GASHWESKI. So finally it wasn't close, but after that Swetan started climbing over the top of his hands, and the match ended 3-1. Swetan dominated Robbie despite being 19 kilos, 3 weight categories lower than his opponent, who is already one of the top guys in USA around 100 kilos. That man is insane. He's a super match specialist, and he's going to eat all of the hookers in USA for breakfast. This guy is just really difficult to hook. And we have Plamen Dimitrov versus Mario Tambakis. Mario Tambakis destroyed Plamen Dimitrov. That was a surprise for many. Plamen couldn't even slip, not even once in this match. He hit sideways and very close to the pad. He got sucked in a hook slowly. It was not a full cup hook, but just a slight, this much bend in the wrist, and that's all that Mario from Australia needed. After that, Plamen kept on fouling every single time. 3 fouls, 4 foul, 5 foul, 6 foul. So the full match consisted of only fouls. I don't think Mario got the opportunity to pin Plamen even once. I'll have to say really disappointing performance from the Bulgarian future legend of the sport, Plamen Dimitrov. I have no shame in saying that. By the way, he arm wrestled. Losing is one thing, but constantly fouling out in every single round, that was really disappointing performance on a pay-per-view card when your performance matters a lot to the viewers as well, not just to you and your country. Marcio Barboza versus Yordan Sonv, biggest mismatch that you're ever going to see. Yordan Sonv beat Marcio Barboza like he's going to beat you in a super match. It looked that easy for him, but still there were lots and lots of fouls and restarts. Marcio started complaining towards the end. Then Yordan said, okay, we can redo this round despite the referees already giving him the winner of the match. So it was a little bit of mess, but in the end the score was 3-0 as expected. Yordan Sonv was on a completely different level. You cannot top roll him and you cannot beat him in a hook. If you want to take his wrist, you kind of have to be a king's mover, otherwise there is no option. Until then, please purchase the pay-per-view, like the video and subscribe to the channel.